Rushbearing Festival continue to flourish.
I think it's an important revival because it lets us know where we came from, it gives us some pride in our background, and it's also fun, and I'm all for it.
Well, about August of 1985, I was doing some research into the development of the Rushbearing Festival in Rochdale, and it fairly soon became apparent that it was important in the development of working-class history in the area. There was an article appeared in the Rochdale Observer as a result of that,
which told the story of the old Rushbearings in the last century. And I thought how great it'd be, actually, to revive this, to get loads of dancers in the street and create a big spectacle for the public to come and watch.
My dad used to take us on a Saturday, only on a Saturday. We couldn't go on a Sunday, only on a Saturday. We used to take us up Bury Road up to Copthred. And there's a lodge at top of Copthred. And they used to grow all round that lodge. Later on, when we'd fetch one lot back home, back to the orchard, he takes us to Redbrook.
My grandfather's rush cart. Now, I never knew my grandfather, but I've learned such a lot from my mother, and she used to tell me that there's little Joss on top, bless him, and he always rode the rush cart with a can that they slung down on the floor every hour, and they filled it up with beer, and he hauled it up and drank it. And he was a grand little fella. But there, he's very young. But what he's doing in that pyjama suit, I don't know.
Say the rush cart died out in around the early 1880s. By the time the first revival, the first major revival, was planned in 1906, there was nobody in the area that had the skills necessary to build a rush cart.
She was 11 when the last pre-war rush cart passed, 78 years ago.
Oh, we had a nice life when we were youngsters, though, because there's no cars rushing on your lane, you know. I used to leave the shop, go right across the road and down to Wells Lane. And I'd say, well, it's here now, so I'm just going dashing down to see it.
Kids' postures were decorated. It was a real day for Rushbearing Saturday. It was a day to... My father used to say, well, everybody lets their hair down Rushbearing Saturday. Everybody goes mad.
And I think this is indicative of what our people were in years past. Marvellous.
Now, what the children will do at the end of this interesting service is that they will carry out the ancient rite of strewing the centre of the church with the rushes, and they will be left there as a symbolic part of the rushes that have been offered in prayer to God.
There's a last get-together here at Hollingworth Lake.
I've come over from Scarborough to Rochdale to dance this week and cut rushes last week. We meet some lovely people, we have a great time, and that's really what it's all about.
The more old festivals we can revive, the better.
People got or were presented with an alternative once they were able to make their own enjoyments, go to Blackpool or whatever, actually move out from Rochdale. Then the Rushbearing Festival did die out.
The celebration's over, the rushes are taken away and burnt. For Lancashire Folly, it's time to start preparing for another year.
We'll struggle on and
we'll do it again.
We'll do it again, won't we? Yeah, we'll do it again.
Days of a perceived north-south divide, it's important that we are quietly confident of our northern heritage and therefore have a northern consciousness and a pride in being northern and the traditions that are northern.
Other traditional customs